everyone, welcome back to this week's session. I hope everyone is feeling well and healthy, ready to get moving once again. For those who are joining us for the first time, welcome. My name is Linadia and I'll be a yoga teacher for the next half hour or so. Today's session is about forward bends and back bends. So we're focusing a lot on the back. So we're going to be stretching the back, coming forward, and then flexing the back, coming back. Don't worry if you're not very flexible, if you can't really bend forward too far or bend back too far, it's really not a problem. As always, just listen to your body, do what you can, and yeah, don't try to force things too much. Obviously, we're trying to grow and improve our practice, but we're not trying to hurt ourselves and force things. Yeah. We're going to start off on our backs today. So coming down onto your back. So we're laying down on our backs and we're just going to do the same as we usually do. Just arriving in this moment, coming into the present moment and relaxing through the body. So first off, just becoming aware of the present moment. Becoming aware of yourself in the present moment, in the space, whatever space you're in, wherever you are, just noticing that you are there. And reminding yourself, reminding your mind and reminding your body that I am here. I am in this present moment, in this space. From here we bring the awareness inward, so we come into the body, just scanning through the body, making sure that we're not holding any tension. And especially now that we're lying down, there really is no reason to hold any tension anywhere in the body. So we scan from the head all the way down to the toes, releasing all the tension through each and every part of the body. Paying special attention to the face, the forehead, the jaw, the shoulders, the hips, the perineum, all the way down to the toes. And also paying special attention to the back, since we're going to be focusing a lot on the back today. Just feel where the back is at. Become aware of the back in this relaxed position. And then allow your awareness to move once again throughout the body. And now that we've scanned through the body, now we bring the awareness to the breath. Feeling the air as it comes in and out through the nostrils. Feeling as the belly rises and falls with each breath. Not placing any judgment on the breath, simply being aware. Setting your intention for the practice if you have one. And then bringing the awareness back to the breath. And now we start to breathe deeply. Taking deeper, slower breaths now. Becoming very intentional about each breath. Remembering how we breathe. Inhaling, coming up with the arms above the head. Stretch, stretch, stretch. Pointing the toes, stretching the fingers up. And then we move both the feet and the hands over to the left side, stretching through the right side of the body. And then come back to center on your exhale. Inhale and exhale, coming to the other side. And then we inhale, come back to center, And then release the hands next to the body. Bring the feet in. Maybe you'll be able to touch your heels. You will kind of want to have the feet parallel to one another. I know you can't see your feet, but you want to try to have the feet parallel. And then we're going to inhale, lift up the hips into a bridge pose. Lift up the hips as high as you can. Breathe. 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 On your exhale, releasing the hips down. Inhale. On your exhale, lifting the hips back up. Breathe. See if you can place the right ankle over the left knee. Lifting the hips even higher. Taking deep breaths. And then release. We do the other side. So the left knee onto the left ankle onto the right knee. Hips come up, 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 up. Push. Breathe. And then release the foot. Hips come up one more time. And exhale, release. And then we're going to do it one last time. If you like, you can even come into your full wheel. Inhale. Exhale. Come up. And if you're not comfortable coming into your full wheel, you have the option of placing the hands underneath the hips. So you're going to be a bit on your tippy toes. And then place the feet flat on the floor to get a bit of a more intense back bend here. Breathing. So this one is a bit also less strenuous on the back because you're not doing as much work with the hips. And then release the hips, come down, stretching through the legs. And then inhale, stretch up with the arms once again. And then exhale, inhale, exhale, pull yourself up using your momentum. And now we find ourselves seated with our legs straight in front of us. Bring out the bum flesh to help you sit up even taller. I know it's a bit strange, but it really helps. And then placing the hands next to the body, we're just going to make circles with the body. Make sure the back is straight. So we're not slouching through the back in any way. The back is nice and straight. And then we're making these circles with a straight back. So here we're just starting to wake up through the back, wake up through the hamstrings as well. Maybe even down into the shins, flexing the feet so we can feel it through the shins. So coming as far forward as you can until you feel the stretch, and as far back as you can. And then change directions with the torso. Breathing. And then sitting up, and then we're just going to bring our feet to one side, turn ourselves around, come up into our downward dog. So here, starting to loosen through the backs of the legs. So we walk through the feet, loosening through the backs of the legs, shaking through the head if you like. Breathing. You can move your hips side to side if you like, moving the arms around if you like. Whatever makes you feel a bit more comfortable in your down dog. And then coming to stillness in your downward dog, pressing the feet into the floor, breathing. Feeling the stretch through the backs of the legs. Taking nice deep breaths. If you'd like to increase the stretch through the calves, you can place the toes behind the heels. Just hold it there for about 5 seconds, maintaining your deep breaths. And then swapping ankles or swapping feet. Now placing the other foot behind the heel, breathing, maintaining those deep breaths. And then placing the foot back, pressing the chest into the floor. Inhale, bend the knees, look in between the hands. Exhale, walk the feet up towards the hands, or you can jump if you like. And we find ourselves in our forward fold. Just swaying side to side here. Relaxing through the neck. So we find ourselves in our first bend of the practice. And then walk the feet out a little bit, maybe about shoulder width apart. Inhale, come up halfway in this little bit of a different forward fold. And then place the hands behind the back, interlacing the fingers. And then on your exhale, coming back forward into your forward fold. And now just walking the feet, bending through each knee. And as we bend through the knee, the same shoulder comes towards the knee. Holding the hands tight. Taking deep breaths. Really just allowing the body to relax into this pose or into this movement. And then straightening both legs, trying to go a bit deeper into this forward fold with the arms over. Breathing. And then inhale, come back halfway. So just flattening the back, releasing the hands, and then exhale, fold again. And just for a few seconds, see if you can sway the fingers side to side. A bit of a different side to side movement here. Breathing. Keeping that head relaxed. All right, and then we're going to come up now. So inhale, and on your exhale, we're going to roll the spine up. And then inhale, arms come all the way up overhead. Exhale, hands come down to the chest. Walk the feet inward again, so either a hip width apart or the feet are together, your choice. I would probably suggest more hip width apart. Breathing. Find your center, so where you're sitting up straight, standing up straight. So the back is not out, the bum is not out, the back is not flexed, and the hips are not leaning forward. So standing up straight, the hips are in good alignment, the shoulders are back and down, the chin is parallel to the floor, and you're just standing up straight. Breathing here. Inhale, bringing the arms up, interlacing all the fingers except for the index finger, growing tall. Exhale, come into a back bend. On your inhale, coming back forward, hands come down to heart, feel the lower back. We're going to do it again, but this time we're going to come forward into a forward bend, and then we're going to come back up. So inhale, arms come up, interlacing all the fingers except for the index finger, grow tall. Exhale, back bend, and then inhale, coming all the way forward, and now releasing the tension in that lower back. Feel the difference. Breathing. Here, if you like, you can hold on to your opposite elbows. You can also grab onto the toes, bending yourself forward a little more. If you're a bit more flexible, you can place the hands completely underneath the feet, and then same thing, coming all the way down. Your choice here. Take a few breaths. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms come all the way up overhead. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, bring the right knee up into the chest, and then we're going to bring it all the way back into a high lunge. Arms come up. Breathe here, feel the stretch through the hip flexor. Opening up into the hip flexor. If you like, you can lower the bottom leg to make this a bit easier. Breathing. Inhale, grow tall. Exhale, you're going to give yourself a hug around your knee. Be aware of which hand is underneath which. And then inhale, come all the way up, interlacing all the fingers once again except for the index finger. Exhale into a bend. And then inhale, come back down. And now the opposite hand is underneath. And then inhale, come back up. This time we're going to interlace all the fingers and then bring them behind the head, leaning into the front leg and then just opening up through the shoulders. And then relax the hands down onto the floor. Bring up the left foot all the way up into the air. Stacking the hips. Breathing. And then bending the knee, pulling the knee over to the right side of your space. Breathing. And then relaxing the foot back down. Stretching through the back here in our downward dog. If you like, you can even bend the knees and then just stay here, relaxing the head. It's quite a nice stretch for the shoulders and a little bit for the back as well. And then inhale, if you haven't bent the knees, do so. Look in between the hands, and exhale, coming forward into our forward bend once again. We're not going to do all the forward bends and back bends that we did on the other side. Just relaxing through the back here. You can feel how bending through the back or flexing through the back can actually be quite serious on that lower back. A lot of our attention stays in our lower back, so it's important that we strengthen the lower back and also stretch it. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms come all the way up. Exhale, hands come down to the heart. Now we're going to come into a lunge on the other side. So we bring the left foot into the chest. Inhale, and then we step it all the way back into our lunge. The arms come up. Again, flexing through that hip flexor. Feel the stretch. Arriving in that hip flexor however you like. Remember your option of releasing the back leg onto the floor. Breathing. And then we're going to come forward to give ourselves that hug. So inhale, grow tall. Exhale, come down. Give yourself that hug. Bringing that knee over the ankle. And then inhale, come all the way up, interlacing all the fingers except for the index finger. Back bend. And then we exhale. Remember which hand was at the bottom. Come down. Inhale, come up, interlacing all the fingers this time, placing them behind the head. Relax back. And then we release the hands onto the floor. Step that right foot back, up into the air. Stacking those hips, and then we bend the knee. And we pull the knee over to the left side. Breathing. Taking deep breaths here, feeling the stretch through the hip flexor in the front. And then we're going to release the leg back down onto the floor. Inhale, come up onto your toes, relax into a child's pose. Breathing. As always, your child's pose can be of choice. The legs wide apart, together or a little bit apart. Big toes are together. This time around, I would suggest that you have your hands outstretched. Don't worry, we are going to have the option of the hands next to the knees in just a moment. Just relaxing here, relaxing through the back, breathing. And then now we're going to come forward into our puppy pose. So we're going to bring the hips up above the knees. Make sure the knees are directly underneath the hips. So the knees are not too far apart. They would be about a fist width apart. And then the fingers reach forward, hips stay above the knees, relaxing the chest down towards the floor. Breathing. If you like, you can come up onto your tippy fingers. Inhale, exhale, come forward, relax the belly onto the floor. And then we bring the elbows onto the floor into Sphinx pose. So pushing the shoulders away from the ears into a very minor back bend. Just activating through the back muscles. And then we place the hands underneath the shoulders. Push ourselves up onto our knees. We're coming up onto our knees here. We place the hands behind the back. If you like, you can just sway around through the hips first. Alright, and now we're going to come into a nice back bend, pushing the hips forward, inhale, and then you have the option of either staying here, or you can come onto your tippy toes, reach for the heels. If the heels are easy to reach, you can even relax the feet into here. Pushing the hips forward, breathing, feeling the opening through the shoulders. So we're opening up the shoulders in a bit of a different way here. And then we're going to place the hands back on the lower back. Inhale, come back up, release onto the head, and then the hands come next to the body here, into your child's pose once again. Breathing. Taking deep breaths. From here, we're going to inhale, roll the spine, come up. If you'd like to stretch through the back a little bit more, bringing the knees a bit closer, maybe about hip width apart, we're going to grab onto the knees. Inhale, exhale, bend through that back. Breathing, feeling a nice stretch going all the way down through the back. And then inhale, come back up, and then we're going to come back onto our bums. So bringing the feet to one side, and then we're going to come forward, bring out the bum flesh once again, and we're going to come into a forward fold. So inhale, the arms come up, exhale, folding forward, reaching for those feet. If you can't reach for those toes, then you grab onto the shin. Breathing. Oh, and if you can't reach for those toes, you'll also have your strap here, and you can have it around your feet. taking deep breaths. Now we stretch through the entire back a bit differently than how we have been stretching. But hopefully that lower back still feels something. Breathing. Reaching forward, the crown of the head is reaching for those toes. So remember, in all our forward folds, or in our forward bends, we still try to maintain a straightish back. So the back is as straight as it can be. The only thing that's really relaxed is the head. Breathing. On your exhale, we're going to roll the spine coming up. Just come up sitting tall. Now the crown of the head is reaching for the sky or for the ceiling. Breathing. And then you might want to come forward a little bit on your mat. You're going to bring the hands facing upward underneath the buttocks. Come down onto the elbows. Point those toes. Inhale, rolling the shoulders back, dropping the head back, and we relax the head. Breathing. And we exhale, roll back, relaxing the head, relaxing the entire back onto the mat. The back might be quite tender, so we're going to do a few twists. So just bringing both knees into the chest. We're going to bring both knees onto one side and the head looks over to the other side. Breathing. And then we're going to do the other side. So inhale, bring the knees up, and then we relax the knees onto the other side. So a bit of a more gentle twist, considering we've been working the back quite a lot today. And then we inhale, come back up. If you'd like to do even more of a twist, then you can do our traditional twist with the one leg straight and the other leg bent. And then you bring the knee onto one side. It's a bit more of an intense twist for the back. Otherwise, if you're not doing that one, you can just place the feet on the floor and just relax in your shavasana like this. Or if your back feels comfortable, you can straighten the legs, whatever you choose. And then we just relax in our shavasana. If you're choosing the one with the knees up, you're going to have the feet sort of wide apart, toes pointing inwards, heels pointing outward, and the knees are relaxing on one another. Completely relaxing all through the body, letting go of any and all tension felt throughout the body, sending some love throughout the body. Breathing. If you'd like to stay here for longer, please do. Otherwise, starting to wake up the body, wiggling through the fingers and toes, flopping the feet side to side, flopping the head side to side. And whenever you're ready, we bring up the knees and we turn over onto one side, pushing ourselves up and coming into our seated position. Giving ourselves a moment. Bringing the hands to the sides, inhale, arms come up. Exhale, hands come down to your heart. And once again, inhale, arms come up. Exhale, hands come down to your heart. One last time, big breath. And on your exhale, hands come down to your heart. Take some time to reflect back on the intention that you may have set at the beginning. And to thank yourself for dedicating this time to your mind and to your body. And I thank you for joining me. Namaste. Thank you guys so much. I really hope you guys enjoyed that. If you're trying to get better flexibility throughout the back, this is something for you. And yeah, have a lovely rest of your day. Don't forget to subscribe. Please share this with anyone that you know who might be trying to increase their flexibility throughout their back. Give it a like, and yeah, I'll see you guys next week. Bye.